Hello YouTube, it's Camp Wolf here, and let's get right to it. This video I'm going to be looking at my Spotify Wrapped for this year. And of course, I did listen to a lot of stuff on Spotify this year, so I figured, hey, why not? I just checked the Spotify Wrapped. I already have it open, by the way, and I've already seen the first. I'm going to go from 100 to 1, so I already have 100, 99, 98, 97, 96, 95, 94, 93, 92. So that's 9 songs on. And I already know what they are. I'm just going to read them off. Number 100 is Listen by Index Case. That band is pretty good. They're an underground new metal band. Very good stuff. That's probably my favorite song from them, though, so that would explain why it's at number 100. Number 9 is Keith Wallen, Dream Away. For some reason, I listened to that a lot. I don't know why, but I just listened to it. I don't know. It was released earlier in the year, so probably that's why it was number 99 on the list. So Dream Away, Keith Wallen. Yeah, I did listen to that album. It's there. It's okay. There's like one or two good songs. The rest was just average. Number 98, This Is Not Goodbye, Echoes to the Fall. That's another underground, like lesser known, like hard rock. I got into them in like 2020, 2012 actually. It's 2010 because they had an album. They were Christian. They were in like at the end of my Christian rock phase, and then they released that EP in 2012. That's what happened. So yeah, Echoes to the Fall. This Is Not Goodbye. Sounds okay. I don't know. I was just listening to it a lot. I don't know why. Number 97, Kill the Orchestra by Frost, progressive rock, and it's coming off their new album Day and Age, which is pretty good. Hasn't aged greatly, but it's still good. It's still good. Skywards is a really good song, and I'll probably run into that song on the list at some point. 96, Small Ones, Brain Pain by the Intersphere. This was when they were called Hesslers. If you don't know, this is a German band. Check out the Intersphere. They are really good. They're a really good band. And there's another one coming, another Intersphere song coming up. And yeah, definitely. And their first album was actually called Small Ones, Brain Pain. I did show it off like earlier this year. I have the CD. It was on eBay for like $7 or something. But yeah, anyway. Number 95, Discourse is Dead by Architects off their new album for those that wish to exist. Yeah, that's a pretty good song too. I will say For Those That Wish to Exist hasn't aged as well since I heard it. It's not one of their best, of course, but like I still think it's pretty good For Those That Wish to Exist. It's no Holy Hell or Hollow Ground, that's for sure. Number 94, To Whom It May, Take What I Can, The Great Filter. I did find out about that band this year, and I have to say, this album, The Great Filter, it's a 2018 release. It's very good. It's very good, like kind of alternative or like hard rock-ish kind of stuff. Like kind of progressive, maybe. I don't know. And there's probably some other songs from this band, To Whom It May, on here. Because that's not the only song that I latched onto from this album. So, yeah, definitely good enough. 93, Us All, Silent Season. Us All is probably the only song that I like from this band, or that I actively listen to still, because it does have a very good groove and stuff like that. I got into this band in like 2014, and this was a song I listened to a lot. So that could be part of it. Yeah, I think Us All is a great song. Like, if you like hard rock, like Julius Grace, Breaking Benjamin, check this out. This would definitely be up your alley. And number 92, another Intersphere song, Early Bird. This is probably my favorite off of their second album, Interspheres, Atmospheres. And this is their first album that has the Intersphere. So that's interesting. And Early Bird, I just like the energy in that song. It's very good. Okay, number 91, Our Waking Hour by Sanity. No, Our Waking Hour with the song Sanity. Now, I gotta be honest, I didn't come back to this song nearly as much, but Spotify says it's number 91 on my top songs, so it's good hard rock. Again, if you like the Breaking Benjamin style of rock, I guess Breaking Benjamin Red style, you'll definitely enjoy Sanity by Our Waking Hour. And Our Waking Hour, like if you definitely you could check out their album Seconds to Save Her. That's very solid album. Good songs on that include Castles Fall and Lost in Transition. Those songs are pretty good on there for that style of music. Number 90, we have a big one here, Gojira with Newfound. This is definitely one of my favorite songs on their new album Fortitude, which will be on my best of the year list this year. So definitely anticipate that. But there's probably more Gojira on the list anyway. So as we go up, we'll definitely find some more Gojira. So definitely anticipate that. And of number 89 of Ablaze and Echo or Nothing. Ablaze is a very good band. Their album Are We Better Off, which I think is their sophomore, is very good. That was released in 2019. I found out about it last year. And yeah, An Echo or Nothing, great song. I think it's actually the opening track. It comes after an intro. And some other recommended songs I would say would be Goodbye, the closer, that's the closing track, and the Hierophant, the Hierophant, if I'm saying that right, that song's very good. Beyond the Wave, Blossoms, title track, those are great songs. Definitely check them out if you're a fan. If they're kind of like a black mat kind of. That's what I recommend. That's what they kind of sound like. And I scroll down. Okay, number 88, Whitechapel, Anticure, off their album Kin that came out recently. Surprisingly, Kin is a very good album. It will definitely be on the top 10 in my best of. Like, it's definitely high up there. Definitely. Because Kin has grown on me so much, and I just like that album so much. I didn't like The Valley. I thought it was okay. Certainly not as good as... It's grown on me. But everybody says it's one of the best albums that Whitechapel's ever done. I don't really agree with that. I think Kin is way better, so there, take that for what it's worth. Yeah, Anticure. And it's surprising because Anticure, I've listened to that song like I've listened to Ken in November, and Anticure is like 88. That's something. 87, Ollie Steele featuring Ian Kenny of Carnival, Try. This was a song that Ian Kenny did. And of course, anything Carnival related is going to catch my attention. Ollie Steele, like, I think he's the guitarist for Monuments, if I'm not mistaken. He's the guitarist of that band. And this is a pretty good song, Try. I think it's definitely good. It shows Ian Kenny's vocal thing. He's also in the band Birds of Tokyo, which is a very good band. Yeah, Ian Kenny, Try. That song is definitely good. Number 86, we're going for some classic stuff here. Chevelle with Family System off of Wonder What's Next. This is the best album opener of all time. Off of one of my favorite albums of all time. One of my top 5 of all time. Wonder What's Next. Definitely get it. If you're wanting to get into Chevelle, definitely get into Family System. That song's great. Number 85, we have more from the Intersphere. Smokescreen, off of their latest album, Grand Illusion, that came out in 2018 as well. Definitely good stuff. Like, I think they went more aggressive on this album, a little bit more aggressive than they did on their previous work, which was more alternative, kind of like they're a very unique band as well. And I think that Smokescreen is kind of one of the tracks that displays that. Like, definitely, again, I should say, get into the Intersphere. They are a great band. Number 84, I Suffocate from Varials. I got into Varials like in March, April sometime. And I think they're very good, like very aggressive, very in-your-face kind of hardcore, metalcore kind of thing. Very good stuff. There's a lot of like believable angst and stuff, believable like anger and stuff. Like, it's so aggressive, so good. Like songs like that. Like I think I Suffocate was, yeah, it's track 2 on the album. It's definitely good. Number 83, Face the Facts by Anna's Okay. Honestly, I'm not huge on Aurora, that new album Anna's Okay made, but there's good stuff. There's solid stuff like A Parasite, Face the Facts, and Overload is okay. And The Blame Game is kind of alright too. I don't say I listen to Face the Facts all the time anymore, but it's still good enough. Number 82, Idola, whatever. Mutual Fear featuring John Mess. This came out off of the album The Architect that they just released. Very good. I got into them in like July, or actually September, because I heard Perennial Philosophy, which I am predicting will be higher up on the list. But yeah, Mutual Fear, that's a very good one. Like the riff, like after that first chorus, so freaking good. Man, it's so good. The rhythm's so good. So definitely recommend it. Number 81, The Ones We Never Knew, another song from the Intersphere. This is from Relations of the Unseen. I like this song too. Very good stuff. Yeah, it's more softer, more kind of balladish kind of song. Definitely very good. I think that's one of my favorite songs on the album. Next to the song Like It Is. Like It is another good, and it'll probably be up here somewhere. I could be wrong, but we'll see about that. Right now in the top 80, I'm just going to scroll down the top 80. Number 80, Monolith, Black Orchid Empire. Yeah, that song's a banger. I'm not going to lie. Like Black Orchid Empire, they're kind of progressive metal, twinge, hard rock, alternative metal. Like there was they released a very good album last year. Semaphore came out in 2020. They're on Long Branch Records. And Monolith is my favorite track on the album. Definitely good stuff. Monolith definitely has a good riff going. Like very good. It's a very addicting track to listen to, in my opinion. So yeah, number 79, The Gnashing by Death Heaven. Death Heaven is a band I just got into this year as well. And yeah, Infinite Grant I think is very good. I like Sunbather a little bit more. And also Ordinary Corrupt Human Love, or whatever that album's called, a bit more. Infinite Granite is still a very good album. The Gnashing is probably one of my favorite tracks on the album. Number 78, Stranded by Gojira. That song is definitely thumbs up. From Magma, I got into Gojira like late 2020, early 2021, and I'm glad I got into Gojira because they are a great band. Like, again, another Gojira track. Like, I listened to a ton of Gojira this year. There's another one in the top 80 as well. So, yeah. Gojira with the song Stranded. Probably not. The first half of Magma is better than the second half, but there's nothing against, like, that album as a whole. I think it's very good. Like, The Cell and Stranded are very good tracks. And The Cell, I think I might see that on here. Number 76, LKWX by Frontier from the album Oxidized. Very good, like heavy, like crazy mathcore, whatever you want. I don't know what genre they are, but they're definitely. This is off of the heaviest album of the year. Oxidized is a very good album. Definitely not as good as like when I first listened to it. I was like, wow, this is definitely top 10 material. But no, it's still top 25, but it's still very good, I think. Oxidized is a great album. And so is the song, LKWX. And number 75, Side Effect, Kingdom of Giants. Yep, that's still another banger from last year. I listen to quite often. If you don't know Side Effect, I listened to that song a ton last year. Like, and it was the last 3 months. It was released October 16th of last year, if I got the date correct. And yeah, that song I think is a banger. It needs more attention, I think. Yeah, the metalcore community has been listening to songs like Wayfinder, which is also good, and like I don't know, Sync, which is not one of my favorites from the album, but Sleeper definitely needs some attention. Metalcore fans definitely give that song attention. Number 74, Another World by Gojira. This was the lead single from Fortitude. Definitely good. Definitely has a good. Not one of my favorite songs from Fortitude, but definitely still very good. Amazing, I should say. Number 73, another To Whom It May song. It was that band that I mentioned earlier, Ghost. That's the song title. Definitely some good stuff off their album, The Great Filter, which I just referenced a while ago. It's another great song from them. And number 72, Rivera with Maze. That's definitely a good song as well. Like another newer progressive metalcore band. And yeah, they're one of the good ones. Rivera is one of the more unique ones. This Bloom and Maze are both worth checking out, and I hope they do release something else that can help determine where they actually fit. Because for now, I think they're pretty unique. So Rivera with Maze. And number 71, I see it's from Deftones. Genesis, of course. Genesis is my favorite song from Ohms. I think a lot of people can agree with that. Like, it's so surprised that Deftones is on the top 100 most listened to songs because Deftones are my favorite band. If I made a list, Deftones would probably be at the top because they're so good, because they're so meaningful to me, like kind of like Chevelle. They're kind of very meaningful to my musical journey and stuff like that, and like I'm kind of very biased somewhat about them. So yeah, I'm definitely glad that they got Grammy nominated this year. That's huge. So now we're in the top 70 of this year. So number 70, Grind by Gojira. That's probably my favorite song on Fortitude, to be honest. And not one of the tracks that gets the most attention from that album. I think it should because it has a good, like, aggressive opening and stuff. It's more stuff what I like from Gojira. And yeah, there's definitely some good stuff to be found on Gojira's album. Number 69, Epiphany by the band Vexed, Vexed. And there's another one from them in the top 60, 70. They're a very good band. I think Calling Culture, that album, is okay. They still have some potential before they can release something amazing. But like Epiphany is definitely a great song from that album. Definitely one of the highlights from that album. So yeah, Calling Culture by Vexed. Definitely good. Number 68, Don't Say a Word by the Endersphere. Again, off of Small One's Brain Pain. Before they were known as Intersphere. They were known as Hesslers. And Don't Say a Word actually wasn't on the Hesslers album. It was on this re-release that was under the Intersphere name. And Don't Say a Word is definitely a great song. Very good, very fun track. But may I say again, you should get into Intersphere because they are very good. Number 67, Deadlights from the band Seven. Another underrated progressive metal sounding alternative rock band. They are more jet, kind of, sort of. And I think their stuff is pretty good. Deadlights is definitely very good with that gent thing. So yeah, definitely worth checking out. Number 66, Liquid Fire by Gojira off of Le Font Sauvage. Definitely amazing. And Le Font Sauvage is probably my favorite Gojira album, if I pronounce that correctly. I don't know if I pronounce it correctly, but whatever. Liquid Fire is probably one of my favorite tracks. That and Explosia, which we will get to, maybe. Because I haven't seen everything on the list yet. I've just seen so far, like, up to here. So next up, number 65, again, Vexed, Vexed. And the song is Hideous. That's the song I think I referred to it earlier if I'm not correct. Hideous, I think, is very good. Definitely very good stuff from Vex. Another highlight from that album, Calling Culture. Number 64, Like That by Sleep Token. I don't know, I just like this song for some reason. Like, this was probably the highlight for me. I don't know, I just like that kind of beat and the melody of that verse for some reason. I like how it flows as a song. So yeah, that's Sleep Token with Like That. This Place Will Become Your Tomb has an age, has slightly dropped off, but just slightly, but it's still pretty good. Number 63, Holding Absence, Die Alone in Your Lover's Arms. I gotta say, The Greatest Mistake of My Life is definitely on the best list of this year. That's just another great song for it to boot. And yeah, Die Alone, Die Alone in Your Lover's Arms. That's a great song. Has a female singer, and actually, it's very good, very beautiful sounding, very awesome. Holding Absence is an awesome band. And I think we'll see more Holding Absence on the list. There's probably a couple other songs from Holding, or a few other songs from Holding Absence that are on the list. So, will that be confirmed? Who knows? But before we get to that, and before we get to the top 60, we have to go to number 62, Aurora from the Intersphere. Another Intersphere song, definitely worth checking out. I think Aurora is my favorite song from Hold On Liberty, which is their second album under the Intersphere name. And I'm not going to keep talking about how the Intersphere. If you want to check this band out, definitely do it if you're into this kind of stuff. So yeah. And number 61, Firescape To Whom It May from the album The Great Filter, another great song. I think this might be my second favorite track on the album, or my favorite track. It goes back and forth between that song and another song that we might get to. Who knows? And now we're in the top 60. And top 60, we kind of have a bit of a downer. But the song is Circle the Drain by Wage War. And if you saw that stream that I did about Wage War's album, Manic, you know that Manic sucked. But Circle the Drain is good. It is the only good song of the album. Now, have I listened to Circle the Drain since the album? No. But do I like it? Yeah, it's probably the only good song of the album. Probably, but I don't know why it's at number 60. There's other great songs that could have been much higher on the list. But I digress. So, 59, we have Veiled Diction by Obscura. Definitely a good song from, I just got into Obscura based off of how strong their new album is. It's very strong. So yeah, definitely worth checking out. Obscura is definitely a great band. Definitely glad to see them on the list. Number 58, Coma from the Intersphere. Coma is another great song from the band. Actually, that's the opening track, and I think it's a very good opening track. So definitely check that song out. Number 57, A Home by Rivers of Nile. It's from their previous album, Where Owls Know My Name. That's a very good song. Where Owls Know My Name is the album that got me into Rivers of Nile. So that's very good. Definitely. Like, A Home is definitely a good song. I think I like the Silent Life more. We might see it on the list, who knows, but still very good. Number 56, Self-Destructor by Chevelle. Another Chevelle song on the list, and definitely from Neuritius, which Neuritius is a great album. Definitely worthy of being a top album contender. Definitely good stuff. Good first single and good album, to be honest. Neuritius is just a strong album. It's a good, strong concept of an album. I think it's very cool and stuff like that. So, yeah. Number 55, World to Come by Gojira. I think that's my favorite song off of From Mars to Sirius. I think that song does need a lot more attention, because when you think of From Mars to Sirius, you think of like Flying Whales or The Heaviest Matter of the Universe. And while those are definitely good songs, I think World to Come definitely needs way more attention as well. It just needs a lot more attention, because I love that song so much. I haven't listened to it in a while. I should probably go back and listen to it. And so, yeah. Number 54, a recurring song on these lists, on my lists, Johari, Gradient into Non-Existence. This song, I will admit I'm kind of tired of hearing it, but it's still very good. It's probably my favorite Johari song of all time. Johari is a progressive metalcore band, and they are very good, very underrated. If you want to check out that genre, definitely don't waste any time on not listening to Joe Hart because they're very good. And number 53, this is a repeat of the Wage War situation. We have Dead Weight by Atreyu off their not so good album Baptized. Thankfully, though, it's not as bad as Manic. But Dead Weight is still the best song on Baptized, and it's the only good song on Baptized. So take that for what it's worth. Dead Weight has a good drum beat and stuff, and it has a good flow. And I just like that song for some reason. And number 52, Spirit Box. We will probably see a lot of Spirit Box on the list. And the song that ended up at number 52 from Spirit Box is Hurt You, which is the second track and fifth single. I did not listen to the singles other than Holy Roller and Constance and Secret Garden for album release, and I think Hurt You is definitely a good song. Definitely glad I waited to hear that because that's great. That's a great song, obviously. And yeah, Hurt You definitely deserves its place on the list because I think it's very. Spirit Box is definitely a great band, and they were a great band this year. Number 51, another Rivers of Nile song, Silent Life, Where Owls Know My Name. Again, probably my favorite song on this album, Where Owls Know My Name, and I think this album is their best album. The work is good. I definitely think it's good, but Where Owls Know My Name definitely resonated with me a lot more than the work did. I don't know, it's just my opinion. But don't sleep on the work either, or their other two albums, The Conscious Seed of Light and Monarchy. Those two albums are also pretty good for death metal, progressive death metal and stuff. So yeah, Rivers of Nile and Obscura definitely ended up on the list. Two progressive death metal. Obscura is technical death metal, but they have progressive in them too. The Rivers of Nile is just progressive death metal, so yeah. Well, we're now at the half point. So this is a perfect time for halftime. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick, and we'll be right back to read off the top 50 on the Your Top Songs 2021. I'll be right back. All right, and I'm back. So now we're going to look at the top 50 songs on the Your Top Songs on my Top Songs 2021. So scrolling up, we have the top 50 all together. Number 50, Morning Song by Holding Absence. This is easily the most emotional song of the year. Definitely good. So yeah, this song, like, when I was listening to this song on the stream, you guys saw it if you were watching that stream. It moved me to kind of tears, kind of sort of. I got emotional listening to it because it was the closing track. So, yeah, definitely thumbs up for that song. Like, I'm glad it's at number 50. Number 49, Lumen by Valas Ablaze. That's another underrated progressive metal gent kind of band. And Lumen is Valas Ablaze's best song. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the band name correctly. Valis, whatever. But Lumen, thumbs up. If you want to check out a song for this band, Lumen is the one. From their album Boundless from 2018, definitely. I've been listening to that one a lot. So yeah, hold on a second. Number 48, One for No One, Mentally Blind, another pretty good metalcore-ish kind of thing. I do like this song. I haven't come back to it a lot, but I did listen to it a lot apparently when I first listened to it, so yeah, that's something. Number 47, The Intersphere with Implode. That's another song from Swan's Brain Pain. And yeah, this is a good song. Definitely a good song. I don't know what my favorite song on this album would be, but whatever. Number 47, Born for One Thing by Gojira. Definitely glad to see another Gojira on the list. I wonder what the most listened to Gojira song is going to be. We'll have to find out. But Born for One Thing is definitely good. It's another good. It's another great song from Fortitude. So definitely check it out. Number 45, Sentinels with their song Inertia. Definitely a good song. Collapse by Design is a good album. This song Inertia was my exposure to the band, and yeah, they have a good debut. It's a good debut. Um, I definitely want to see what Sentinels does next, though. Hopefully, they don't blend in with every other of these progressive metalcore bands, because if you listen to those playlists looking for good bands, you'll only find about one or two really good gems, and it's kind of disheartening, but that's just the way it is. But whatever. Number 44, Fractional by 100 Suns. That's a very good song. Probably the only song I got into from the band, although their other songs are definitely pretty good too. It's from their album The Prestoles, or whatever, however you pronounce that word. Um, but yeah, Fractional by 100 Suns, definitely a good song. I like just like the groove of the song, I guess. So yeah. Number 43, Start the Fire, 12 Foot Ninja. Definitely a good song. Vengeance was a pretty good album. Probably their most diverse to date, and definitely good at that. And Start the Fire is definitely good if you want to listen to that album. So yeah, 12 Foot Ninja, number 42, Ghost Iris, Ebb and Flow. It's probably one of the best songs from that album Comatose that came out. I will have to say it hasn't aged nearly as well as when it first came out, but Comatose is still good. Better than Apple of Discord or whatever, but they're making improvements and stuff, and I like to see that from Ghost Iris. So yeah, 41. We have another Gojira song on the list, The Cell. Definitely a heavy one from Gojira, and what I like to hear from Gojira and stuff. And yeah, The Cell's definitely a great song. You should check that song out. It's probably my favorite from Magma, to be quite honest with you. And number 40, we're now in the top 40, Kingdom of Giants with Wayfinder. For some reason, I listen to this song a lot more than Sleeper, man. Doesn't make sense because Sleeper's probably my favorite song from Passenger. But anyways, Wayfinder definitely is a good song. Definitely melodic. Definitely radio friendly, if radio will even care about the song, but whatever. And I think Kingdom of Giants, this band, Kingdom of Giants, deserves to get more radio airplay than Asking Alexandria or I Prevail or any of those bands, because Kingdom of Giants actually knows what they're doing in this subgenre, not making music that actually feels like it works well in any setting. So yeah, whatever. So I'm just gonna scroll down to the top 40. Number 39, Leave Them Behind by Mirrors. Probably the best song on that album, Ego's Weight, that I listened to last stream, music listening night stream. So yeah, that's definitely good to see that. I like the song "Leave Them Behind." I am curious though, maybe their next album will probably be I don't know where Mirrors will land exactly in the progressive metalcore, Wrath or something. Maybe they'll be Mill. Maybe they'll do something unique. Who knows? I hope they do something unique, but seeing how progressive metalcore is, I don't know where Mirrors is going to go after this. Maybe this will just be their only album, maybe not. Who knows? Number 38, Ghost Iris Paper Tiger, another good song from Ghost Iris's latest album, Comatose. Actually, the first single that I heard from the album, and I think it was the first single released. And yeah, Paper Tiger is definitely good. surprisingly heavy for, not surprisingly heavy, but heavy with just scream vocals and stuff from this album. And I gotta say, it's good. I thought that Comatose was just gonna be like all scream vocals, but it wasn't. But it's still good. So we move on to number 37, Spirit Box Silk and Strings from Eternal Blue. Another great song, another heavy song. I just like this song. It's a banger. I'm saying it's a banger, but it truly is. Like, I like the lyrics too. I like the way they wrote the lyrics in that song too. Like, it's a short one, but it's a good one as well. Number 36, Peach by Chevelle. Probably my favorite from Neartias, although it's kind of difficult to decide. But yeah, Peach is definitely a good song for that. It reminds me of, like, I don't know what it reminds me of. It's definitely reminiscent of La Gargola. Definitely good. So yeah, definitely excited to see that on our list. Number 35, I think we're at Corrosive Wash from the band Frontier. This is again from Oxidize. It's probably my favorite song from Oxidize, to be quite honest. It's so good. Like, the heaviness in that song is so good, so satisfying. Like, and how it changes, like, and stuff, how it, like, goes from section to section, stuff like that. Like, the ending is very good. Like, Frontier, if you like chaotic music, you should definitely check them out. Number 34, Silent Planet with Panopticon. This is probably my favorite song from their new album, Iridescent. Panopticon is definitely a flurry of energy. It's very good. And, Panopticon from this bit, like, got me to focus more on this band because I really think they are one of the more unique bands in this progressive metalcore thing. So take that for what it's worth. And also, just keep that with you because they're very good. Well, after y'all gone a little way, but whatever. Number 33 is Dream House by Deaf Heaven. Probably my favorite song from Sunbather. Definitely, I've listened to that song a ton. Just like how I just like the song. Like, the blast beats are good on it. Like, it's kind of hard to explain. Deaf Heaven, the only black metal somewhat band that I'm into. Because if you guys don't know, I'm not a black metal person at all, but Deaf Heaven is definitely good. They, like, morph a lot of different genres, so it's not just like black metal. It's like kind of like a post-hardcore shoegaze kind of thing, and it works really well for me. Number 32, No More Roses by Holding Absence. Another great emotional song from The Greatest Mistake of My Life. Definitely one of the highlights from that album, for sure. And yeah, I think... Hold on a second. All that talking. Yeah, No More Roses is definitely a thumbs up song. Like, definitely go check that out. And the dude's Luke Holland, I think is his name. He does a great job on vocals. So yeah, definitely worth checking out. Greatest Mistake of My Life in general is great. Number 31, Obsolete by Mice and Men. To be honest, that's a song that's kind of I haven't come back to a lot, but it was a song that I came to a lot when this year started, because it came out earlier in January. So yeah, I'm yawning so much. But yeah, Obsolete by Mice and Men, definitely good. Probably the only song that's really stuck with me from this whole Echo cycle, because Echo's coming out tomorrow, and I'm checking what time it is right now. It's 8:52, so in 8 minutes or so, 7 minutes, it'll be on the release radar. That's released. But yeah, I think Obsolete definitely is the best song from this stupid EP thing that they've been doing. And I kind of feel bad that I listened to Bloom and Time or whatever those EPs were called before the album actually came out. But nevertheless, I think Obsolete is definitely a pretty good track. Now we're in the top 30. South of One by Varials is at number 30. Another very good song from Varials. Very heavy, very aggressive, very to the point. And that's kind of what I like about it. Number 29, Great Mass of Color by Death Heaven. Another heavy track. No, actually, no, it's not another heavy track. Sorry about that. It's off of Infinite Granite. And yeah, Infinite Granite is definitely a great album. And this is probably one of my favorites from it. This was actually the first song that I heard from this. Well, it was the first song that I heard from Death Heaven in full. And all that. I try to get into them like every now and then. It just didn't work out. They're kind of like Gojira, where I listened to them and it just didn't work. Listen to them again, it didn't work. This time it definitely did work because I'm now into the band now. The Great Master Color is a great song. Number 28, Coda by Ghost Iris. Even though I think Ebb and Flow is better, I did listen to Coda a lot, that track, and I think those two tracks in particular are very good. They're back to back on the track listing, and I think Ebb and Flow does need more attention, but whatever. Coda is a great song. Number 27 is The Foundation by the band Seven. This is off of End of the Circle. And The Foundation is a good song. It is probably my favorite from that album. The one I go to a lot from that album. And yeah. So, another yawn break. There isn't much to say about it other than it's alternative metal meets progressive metal. Kind of, sort of. So if you're into either of those genres, you could definitely check this out. Number 26, Tyrant by Sentinels. I think I like this song better than the song Inertia, to be honest. Like, Tyrant has that the rhythms and stuff are very good, very addictive and stuff. So yeah, Tyrant by Sentinels. Glad to see that on the list. And we're in the top 25. So at number 25, Goodbye by Of Allies, actually. And this is probably one of my favorite songs on this album, Are We Better Off, that I checked out. I loved Goodbye when I heard it. Like, that bridge section is great with the drum beat and stuff. I know it's not professional to be yawning like this, but I'm trying my best. But anyway, Goodbye, definitely a good song. And there's a reason why it's at number 25, because it is so good on your top songs 2021. So number 24, we have Architects with Black Lungs. This was when the hype for those that wish this was going on. And I'm assuming Animals is somewhere on the list. So Black Lungs, definitely a good song. Definitely one of the highlights on that album, for sure. And I'm just going to go through the rest of them really quickly here. Number 23, The Last Few by Carnival. Man, love that song. Love The Last Few. Love Carnival. The Last Few, I'm glad that song's on it. I've listened to that song a lot. That's probably my favorite from Asymmetry. Definitely a good song. Number 22, Sunbather by Death Heaven, the title track. Definitely very good. Another good black metal meets shoegaze, meets post-hardcore, meets heaviness, meets melodic from Sunbather. Like, yeah, I did get into a lot of Death Heaven this year, and I'm glad I did. So yeah. And number 21, probably my favorite song from Gojira, Explosia. All the way up here at number 21. Because, like, man, I love that song. Very good opening track. Like, I was talking about Family System by Chevelle being an opening track that's very good. Explosia is a great opening track for Le Font Salvage, whatever. And that album is perfect. in my opinion. I think it's a 10 out of 10. It's their best album. I like it. Listen to Explosio. Just listen to Explosio. I'm telling you, it's good. Number 20, Varials in Darkness. Another good song from Varials. I don't really have much to say about it other than it's very similar to the stuff on the album In Darkness. But that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. I think all the tracks, like even though they're very similar to each other, they're very good at what they do. So yeah, there's a difference between being generic with it and being good with it. And Varials, I think, did good with it on In Darkness. And number 19, surprisingly, all the way up here at number 19, even though I haven't listened to this song very much, and I kind of think the song's just good, relatively good now. It's Like a Parasite by Anna's Okay. And I'm not huge on Anna's Okay. They've done some good songs here and there, but yeah, Like a Parasite, I think is one of their better songs. Very of its genre, I guess, but it's very good. I like it. Number 18, Straight Lines by Vola. This is the first time we're seeing Vola on the list. Straight Lines is a fantastic song, I think. It's fantastic, man. That hook is so good on the song. The riffs are so good. The vocals, they're good. But, man, it's how the song is constructed. It's amazing. So, yeah, definitely worth checking out. And number 17, Calculate by To Whom It May. This is my favorite song from To Whom It May by far. I know it's a single from it, and it sounds like I'm giving To Whom It May, like, making it sound like they're like a big band. They're not. They're more underground-ish. Like, but Calculate, like, I would say if you want to check into them, check them out. Like, and because Calculate is the single, definitely go check that out before the rest of the album. And the other song they released is called Sync. But yeah, Great Filter is definitely good. Definitely go check that out. Definitely check the song Calculate out because it's great. Number 16, Like It Is by the Intersphere, all the way at number 16. And yeah, Like It Is definitely a great song. I like the rhythm, like the hook is so good on that song. You know, like the lyrics and everything like that. Like, definitely listen to this song. Like, love it. Relations in the Unseen is a great album. And Like It Is my favorite track off of it. So, I don't know what my favorite song from the Intersphere would be. Who knows? But all of them are pretty much on a similar level. So, yeah. And Relations in the Unseen was actually the first album that I picked up from this, or ordered on eBay from this band. So there's also that. So number 16, Like It Is by the Intersphere. Now we're in the top 15 with Sewing and Modesty. This is my favorite from Imperial, which is a very good album, even though I haven't listened to it nearly as much. Like, it's not the best in progressive metal this year, but it's still very good. But it's still, like, honorable mention worthy, I guess. If you want a big spoiler, that would be in the honorable mentions. But Imperial, definitely good. Modesty, I like something about the song I like. I like the drum work and stuff. Like, one thing about progressive and any music in general is like the rhythm. Like, if the rhythm of like the guitar riff meshes well with drums or like whatever, and Modesty definitely has that. So definitely very good that song is actually on there. And we are in the no, we're not actually in the top 10 yet, but before we get to the top 10, let me very quickly run over these 4 songs that lead up to the top 10. Number 14, Curse Me With Your Kiss by Holding Absence. Definitely a very good song. I listened to that song a ton. Obviously, very good, like post-hardcore, like rock-ish. Like, yeah, it's very good. Like, Luke Holland has a great vocal performance on that song. So yeah, and the song is also the hook, vocal work, melodies and stuff. Definitely good. Definitely check that song out. Number 13, Redshift by Seven, another song from Seven from their interdimensional act One Ghost. in Cepheus or whatever. But yeah, Redshift is definitely a good song on my list. If I were to construct this list, I wouldn't put it at number 13. I would probably put it in the top 40, but it's still good. Number 12, Perennial Philosophy by Idola, however you pronounce the name. Probably one of the 10 best songs of the year, to be honest. Definitely good. The Architect is a great album, and Perennial Philosophy, man, that is a great, great song. I am telling you. Like, the vocal work on it, and that chorus, and the drums, thumbs up. Definitely worth listening to. And number 11, Architects featuring Winston McCall of Parkway Drive and Permanence. This is probably my favorite-ish track on For Those That Wish to Exist. Because it goes back and forth with Black Ones and Animals. Like, I don't know which one is my favorite, but like I think this track pulled me in much more on the album, and with other songs as well, like Discourse is Dead, which you saw earlier. And even tracks like, I don't know, maybe Demigod, which wasn't all there, but it's still good. And Little Wonder and Goliath, which had Royal Blood and both Iffy Clyro's frontmen on their respective tracks. But like, Out in Ordinary Extinction is also good. But like, I don't know. Impermanence, definitely one of the better moments on For Those That Wish to Exist. It has significant effect on me because at least I was anticipating it very much back earlier this year. So yeah, that's something. So yeah, Architects with Impermanence, definitely good. Definitely happy to see that at number 11. Now I'm just going to see what number 10 is. We're in the top 10, folks. This is almost over. Number 10, Afterlife by Holding Absence. And the funny thing is, it's the single edit, not the actual song Afterlife. That's at number 10. But I'm still going to say Afterlife is at number 10 because Afterlife, that's a great song. That got me into Holding Absence. So definitely have that to give it a thumbs up for. So Afterlife, I like the hook. I like it. It's kind of different for that genre. And yeah, it's very good. Holding Absence is, again, their album's going to be in the top 10 this year. It is a major contender for this year, too. Number 9, Let the Dead Bury the Dead by Us in Motion. It's another lesser known band. You know, Let the Dead Bury the Dead is good. I think you should check that out, too. If you're into like stuff like Holding Absence, but a little bit heavier, kind of, sort of. Like, you know, like I think Us in Motion has a good chance to break out later in their career. Like, even though this is the only song that's captured my attention, I do think that Let the Dead Bury the Dead should get more attention and should get listened to a ton. So, yeah, Us in Motion. I especially like that second verse, and I like the second half of the song in particular, but the whole song is still good. It works very well with each other. So let's see what number 8 is. Skywards by Frost. That's surprising. I didn't think it would be at number 8, but whatever. I think Skywards is a good song. Probably the best on Day and Age. I think the chorus is very good. I like the electronic instrumentation and stuff like that. So I like how immersive kind of it is. And, yeah, definitely a track that I was into this year. So yeah, let's see what number 7 is. The Love Machine by Varials. This track is more soft. It's not as heavy, more singing vocals and stuff, but it's still good. I think this is actually probably my favorite from that album, In Darkness. And yeah, it's very good. It's a song that I think got me into Varials. So yeah, definitely good. Number 6, The Summit by Spirit Box. It's surprising because I did listen to this track a ton, so I was thinking it would be higher, but number 6 is not a bad spot, for sure. But yeah, Eternal Blue, Yeah, that's a great album. That's another contender for this year. And Summit is probably my favorite track from Eternal Blue. So yeah, that's very good stuff for sure. Summit's definitely good. Let's see what number 5 is. Ways to Be Haunt by Stellar Circuits. Stellar Circuits is another progressive metal-ish band that's definitely underrated. And Ways to Be Haunt, man, it's so good. That song is so great. With it's more mellow and stuff, but it's so good. I think the drum work again really carries the song, and the vocals do too, and lyrics do too. So yeah, definitely check out Ways to Be Haunt by Stellar Circus. From that album, Ways to Be Haunt. Definitely good stuff. Let's see what number 4 is. Sleeper by Kingdom. Wait a minute. Sleeper. Yeah, Sleeper is my favorite track. Let's go back here real quick. Side Effect by Kingdom of Giants was at number 75. So, okay, this is Sleeper. Sleeper's at number 4 this year. That's weird. Because, like, Sleeper is great. Sleeper is probably my favorite track from Kingdom of Giants. I should say something about Side Effect by Kingdom of Giants as well. That's a good song, too. Definitely good. But I just think Sleeper has more intensity and stuff. And, you know, and I kind of like that. Kind of Architects meets North Lane kind of stuff. So, yeah, pretty good. And I don't think I even talked about, speaking of Northlane, I don't even think I talked about Clockwork by Northlane, which is at number 77. So I should bring that up. I forgot to talk about number 77, which was Northlane's Clockwork, which was at that position. And yeah, that's a very good song. I'm very excited for Obsidian that comes out, the album that comes out in April of next year. April 1st. Definitely good. So yeah. So back to what I was doing. Number 4 with Kingdom of Giants and Sleeper. It's a good song. It's probably my favorite from Passenger, that album. So now we're at the top 3. And I kind of have an idea. I kind of probably know about which one is going to be definitely on there. Because I listened to this particular song a ton this year. I just could not stop. So let's just see what's at number 3. Ghost by 7. That's definitely one of the songs. That's not the song I was worth referencing, but yeah, Ghost, definitely a good song. Definitely good. Definitely good with Gent meets alternative metal meets progressive. Definitely good. If you like Breaking Benjamin and Tesseract, like you want, or like a Sugar, maybe a Sugar, definitely check out Ghost by 7 and check out Ghost in general. They're a great band. So this is it. We're down to the top 2 on the list. Let's see what number 2 is. In Circles by Holding Absence. This is my favorite song from The Greatest Mistake of My Life. Like, it's so good. Like, I like the drum work and stuff in it. It's so good. Like, how melodic it is and how good each part of the song is. Yeah. Yeah, In Circles by Holding Absence. If you just want to listen to just one song from this album, listen to In Circles. Because, for one, the morning song will probably tear you apart and make you an emotional wreck. But In Circles, definitely worth checking out if you want to get into Holding Absence. And now, number 1 on the list of my top songs for 2021. I think I know what it is. Number 1, Napalm by Vola. I listened to this song a ton this year. This song is phenomenal, guys. This song is really good. Like, that's an understatement. I love this song so freaking much this year. Like, it is not surprising in the least that this is number 1 on the list. Like, man, that riff in the bridge is so good. So good. Lyrics are so good on this song. Like, man, Napalm definitely. I listened to this song a ton, and you know what? That should give you an incentive to check this song out and this album Witness out. Definitely. Even though Like there's some iffy moment. There's like maybe one iffy moment. The rest of the album's phenomenal. It's worth checking out for sure. And Napalm, if you want to get it to 1 million plays, definitely listen to Napalm. That is the best song on Vola's album. No arguments about it whatsoever. It's Napalm. But just admit it's Napalm, guys. If you've listened to this album, Witness, just admit that it is Napalm. That's number one. That's the best. Because it being number one on the list is definitely not expect. I mean, it is expected, of course, because I listened to it a ton this year, and I have a feeling I'll probably be on next year's top songs of 2022 list this year. So yeah, Vola definitely. And Vola's another band I got into this year as well. I should say, like, yeah, based off of how good Witness is, yeah, Napalm is definitely a good song. So yeah, that's it for your top songs of 2021. My top songs of this year. We're going for an hour and 1 minute. And before I go, I should probably look at the release radar because it is now 9:14, and the release radar is here. And I'm just going to take a look. So yeah, August Burns Red, of course, doing the Christmas stuff. They have a song, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, with a weird cover art. I don't know if I like care as much about their Christmas material than I do their regular material, but I mean it's fun. They're having fun, so yeah. Left for Dead by Black Map. That's a single from their new album Melodoria, which comes out in February. It was going to be November, but now it's February. Cynic with their song Aurora, which is from Ascension Codes, which I should probably give that album a chance sometime. Diamond Construct with Hit It Back. I've heard very little from that band. Dream Theater, Fortune and Lies, live in Los Angeles. This is probably their Lost Not Forgotten series. But I know Zach D's a big Dream Theater fan, and so like, like I won't be surprised if he does a CD pickup where it's like, oh, I picked this live album up. It's because they do tons and tons of live albums, and their new album from this year, A View from the Top of the World, is pretty good as well. Number 6, Element 80 with Ego. I think the band Element 80 came back. I don't know. Uh, that's interesting though. Uh, I would have to listen to that song to see if it's any good, but I don't know. Like I'll listen to it later. Some boring like rappers or whatever. There's some stuff I don't really care about. Mootooth released theirs with the single Nymphaceae, whatever that song is. There's a song named I don't even know. The Ocean with some live song that they did for Phanerozoic Live of Mice and Men, Helplessly Hoping for Echo, like I just said. Palisades has a new song coming out. My Consequences. They haven't had an album be released since last 3 years ago with Erase the Pain that came out at the very end of 2018. So, yeah, Palisades. Like, I don't know how that would turn out. So, Point Noir, all class. I don't know if this is somebody calling himself Point Noir or if it's the band Point Noir. But the new routine's solid. Uh, I'd probably listen to it. Um, Pride Lands, I think that's another band that's getting the sharp. Yep, it is. It's another band that's getting attention from Sharp Tone Records, which also has a band named Profiler on there. They're pretty good. Yeah, that was Resolve with Between Me and the Machine. I don't know what. Oh, this is. I heard like one song. I think it's called "Seasick Sailor." I'd have to listen to this album to see where it lands on the list, or if it does land on the list. I should say. Um, Royal Blood. All we have is now orchestral version. I don't care. Novelists doing something with Stela. Um, Stenga, which is a new band with at the behest of Origins, which I heard above Inhumanity. I thought that was good. I think they have potential. They're on the same label as Vola, and I think they have potential. Like I heard, from what I heard of them, I think they're pretty good. Like if they release something new this year, their first album or something like that, they'll definitely be pretty good. Something from Thank You Scientist, Soul Diver. I think it's like an EP. Really, I don't really care if I would care more if it was a new album. This is just an EP. I would have to listen to this EP. I think Terraformer is a great album. I think Maps of Non-Existent Places is a good album too. So yeah. And you also have So-Called Life by 3 Days Grace, which that song came out on Monday, and I did listen to it, and I do think it's good. It isn't one of their best, but then again, without Adam on board, which has been the case for years now, like it's good. I like that it's more aggressive from the band and stuff like that. Like it's solid hard rock. I never got the chance to talk about So-Called Life by 3 Days Grace that much on a stream or anything. Like I've commented on videos and reviews of it, but I never got a chance to say anything about it here. So there you go. Um, Also, um, Portrait by the band Unprocessed, which is another band trying to come out with stuff in 2022. I have song Candyland, Rain. Candyland is good. Rain, I kind of just iffy on. I love it. I didn't hate it either. Um, Venom Prison with Pain of Oases, or Oasis, whatever that word is. Venom Prison. I did check out the last single that they released, Judges of the Underworld. That's a very good song. And I do want to hear this new album, Erebos, or whatever it's called. I, and I am assuming it's pretty good. And then some band named Wild Run, whatever, with Identifier, which I would have to check out more of their stuff to have an opinion about. I know Veil of Imagination, um, top CKN's best of list, his last best of list that he did. So that's something I would have to check out Wild Run to see if it's good, if I like it or not. I might hurt a little bit, but not too much. So I'm very unfamiliar with Wild Run. So I don't know. Um, yeah, Palisades. I would really find. Let's find out if Palisades is actually coming out with a new album this year. Palisades, whatever you want to say. All right. Oh, Rose. I don't care about Rosalia or whatever. Hold on a second. My Consequences. That's the song name. My Consequences. Video, official music video. Some lyrics. It's like 10 feet below the concrete. What? Let's see. It's saying 10 feet deep. It still doesn't make it like. I'm just looking at the lyrics. I haven't heard the song, but um, I don't know. I'm not seeing anything in particular that's referencing the fact that Palisades is releasing a new album. Maybe if I watch the video on YouTube, it'll say something. Otherwise, I don't know. I'm just gonna look at this one here. Rise Records says by stream the new single. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about a new album coming out. It just says that it just promotes the single, which I don't know. Kind of cheap, but whatever. Eco by Element 80, something like that. Oh, and I forgot to talk about Silosis in their new song, A Movable Stone. If they have a new album coming out, I would like to check that out. In yours with time. Whatever. I'm just going to read the lyrics here real quick. Track 2 on A Movable Stone. So it is a new album. It says it was released on December 3rd, 2021, but it's just a single. So I don't know. I'm just looking real quick. Not looking at other songs here. Help the band Silosis. Like, I did have a period where I didn't really like them as much, but I think they're good. Cycle of Suffering was good. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that says it's a new album coming out either, but we do know that Silosis is working on stuff, so that's good. Yeah, Josh Milton, whoever who's in the band, like is really keeping it going after being architects and then being in this band and then Unprocessed, whatever that song is called, Portrait. And they've been releasing singles a lot. But yeah, it doesn't look like anything. It just looks like it's nothing is coming out that's saying it's actually an album that's going to be released. So yeah, this has been going on for a bit longer than I thought it would, but I'm just going to end it right here because I have other things to do. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this video. Did you like this? Is this something I should do every year? So yeah, hold on a second. There's a comment from Zach D Productions that I never noticed because I've been on other tabs. So it says, money must grow on trees in your backyard. Not sure how you can afford so many CDs, LOL. Yeah, if you don't know, I did approach 1800, so yeah, the secret to that is I buy a lot of stuff used and a better view of my CD collection. That's just one shelf. The other shelf that I have, let me, if I can try to pick up the computer, the hinge is a little bit broken. That's the other shelf right there. I hope I don't knock the speaker down. There's a speaker. It's the other shelf. It's my guitar. Some other stuff down there. And yeah, that's my CD collection real quick. Yeah, and I am actually going to do a November CD pickup release stuff. And also about the comment about money must grow on trees in my backyard. Unfortunately, I don't make a lot of money because I'm not working right now, but I do get paid for working around the house and stuff. It's a measly $20, $25. But I did have stimulus money. I do have stimulus money left over, but that's allowance. Not allowance. That's for Christmas. I don't know why I said allowance. I'm not a teenager, but anyway. I'm just explaining that right now because people are amazed by the fact that I have 1,800 CDs. Like, I was on a stream with MJ Nation once, I think. And he was like, wow, I was commenting on his stream, and he said, "Wow, like that's a lot. You have a lot of CDs and stuff." Like I mentioned that I had 1,800, or I mentioned that I had a ton of CDs. I was like, "Wow, I can't even afford that much," and it's true. Like I bought used a lot of stuff. I am into a lot of stuff. I like archiving a lot of stuff, so that's why I have so many CDs, as it says on Zach D Productions comic. So yeah, there you go. So I'm sorry for the chair squeaking if you can hear it, but unfortunately, I do have to end the stream now. So, again, let me know in the comments what you thought of this video, if you liked it or not. If you like, in the comments section in YouTube, like, tell me what's on your top 100. I don't know how to do the Spotify rap because I mostly do Spotify on my computer, but I will probably try to look at my Wrapped for this year. So if I can access it. So leave your thoughts in a comment about everything that I talk about in this video. If you want to watch it for the whole hour, 16 minutes, that's good. So let everything know in the comments. This is Scamful Wolf signing out. Take care.